Hey guys, the Investment Guru here. Today we're covering a review of Gala Games. We'll be going over a quick overview in the first half of the video and then covering the latest node proposal and what that means for not only node owners but also Gala token holders as well as newcomers who may be sitting on the sidelines. So first we got what is Gala Games. So put simply, Gala Games are making AAA blockchain games with amazing developers responsible for Halo, Left 4 Dead, Fallout, Goddess, Mortal Kombat, Empire Z, Farmville, Zynga Poker, Blizzard, just to name a few. Next, Gala Games are also partnered with Epic Games and AMC Entertainment. Eric Schermeyer is the CEO of Gala Games, who has previously a co-founder of Zynga Games. Gala Games ecosystem is supported by nodes, which are completely decentralized. These nodes pay out a percentage of Gala from a set rewards pool or a distribution every day, rewarding the node owner with the Gala token. The Gala node also allows node owners to vote on certain changes to the Gala ecosystem, as well as up-and-coming games to be developed on, making it decentralized. Nodes are currently 94,000 US each and are pegged to the dollar, not Gala token. Their milestones to date, so their most expensive NFT sold was $3 million. They've got 1.3 million active users and 90 plus team members, as well as 20k total NFTs that have been sold. The next thing is up and coming Gala games. So we've got a list of quite a lot of games, but most of them are not out yet. The one that is in beta, well, there's two in beta. There's Spider Tanks and Townstar. So the first one's Eternal Paradox. It's a 4x turn-based RPG. You've got Endream as a developer, and development status is in development. Fortitude, tower defense game, developer by Round 2. That's going to be PC. It's in development. Grit, Battle Royale, so it's very similar to Fortnite. Fortitude's very similar to Clash of Clans. Developer Team Grit, and development status is unknown. But Grit is the game that they've partnered with Epic Games with, and so Grit will actually be on the Epic Games store when it launches. So Legacy is also a business simulation, developer by 22 Cans, and it's also in development. Legends Reborn is a card strategy game, and it's by Kung Fu Factory. Spider Tanks PvP Brawler by Game Media. The Walking Dead Empires Survival MMORPG by Ember Entertainment. So this is the one where they partnered with AMC. Town Crush is a match 3 game similar to Candy Crush. It's going to be by Gala Games. It's a test game at the moment. I'll show you guys later just a preview of this. Also, I've got Townstars, which is a simulation game. It's like Farmville almost. And yeah, it's by Gala Games. And it's in beta also. So this is the first game that's really become play to earn, where you can actually earn money right now. But recently, due to the price of Towncoin, sort of makes it not so much not worth it, but it doesn't encourage players as much as it did when the game first came out. Battlestar Galactica, Strategy 4X. It's by Revolving Games, and it's also in development. Superior, so it's a roguelite, third-person shooter. The developer's Drifter. Last Expedition, survival FPS, and this is by Certain Affinity. So Certain Affinity were co-developers of Halo, and a few other games that Left 4 Dead also that you'd know. Mirandus, so this is what I'm the most excited. I think most of the community feel the same. This is a fantasy RPG. I feel like Mirandus is very similar to World of Warcraft, and when I say similar, you know, the mechanics or the skeleton of the games are very similar, but what makes Gala Games so much different from all these regular games is that it rewards players for their time, basically. So you can earn money through playing games as these projects and ecosystems get rolled out. And the last one is Echoes of Empire. So it's a strategy 4X, and this is by Ion Games. So I'll just say that this is the games to date. So there's still going to be a lot more games added, and I think this, not many games have been released, and that's sort of, there's a bit of backlash in the community saying, let's get these things out, but due to the utility token of Townstar, and it's sort of, it's dropped, I think, well over 95%. We need to see, we don't want that to happen again, basically. So there's got to be things rolled out and utilities to drive the token up in price. That way, it keeps the players there and it keeps the motivation. Otherwise, the only other thing that's going to keep players there is the fun of the game. So if you can balance them two things, you can have utility as well as the game being fun, which is Gala Games' division. They don't build games just for the fun of it. They want to make people enjoy it as well as have an ecosystem around it. I think, Gala Games is looking very promising, even though with current market conditions, we have seen, a lot of volatility. I think if they can keep developing through it, we should see, it may have an inverse correlation with Bitcoin and the like, because it's actually making progress and people are coming to this space. Right, so now we're going to go over the Gala Games website as well as a few other things. So this is the site. We've got the about page here. It pretty much just tells you just a little spiel of what they're about, the ecosystem, etc. You've got the store. So this is where you buy NFTs from. So you got each specific game. So for example, if I wanted to go to Grit, you've got one NFT here. It's Gunslinger box. You can click on it for more detail, but this is about as much detail as you get. So they're really limited on what they tell you. They sort of they leave it up to the consumer or the customer to sort of make their own mind of what will be essentially valuable and what won't. But these are quite expensive, I would say, for the general person. But you pick the games that you'd like, and for example, Mirandus has done extremely successful in the fact that they have sold pretty much all their deeds, or they've sold all their land deeds at the start. So that's basically their virtual land. But you've got water deeds here, like the Wharf Pier Quarry dock. Dock's obviously completely sold out. But if you go on here, you can see how many are left in stock, and how many remain in this tier. So each tier, the price goes up. So it's tier 7 of 10. But yeah, it's obviously 1.8 million Gala is a lot of money for most people. But it gives you an idea of how important, I guess, they will be in the future, when Mirandas ecosystem will be out. And so you've sort of got to think in your own head why these will be profitable. I don't know why it's not loading, but yeah, you get the idea. That sort of, they give you limited expectations, but in my head, I think that these land properties where you can actually earn money off them in the future will be very valuable towards the end, or when the actual ecosystem's been rolled out. So you got Legends of Reborn. There's plenty here now. You got Walking Dead, etc. So if you've missed out on some of these sales, so you can see some of these are completely sold out. So there's also Gala Music. We won't touch that too much today, but yeah, if you've found that what you've wanted is being sold out, for example Mirandas, because a lot of it's been sold out, come over to Opensea. And so you got to make sure that you're really careful with what pages you go to, because there's a lot of scams out there. But if you simply write Mirandas, you get the blue tick, 182 items. Yeah, you come over to here, and it gives you a whole list of what there are. So these are all the characters that you can play within Mirandas. You've got buildings that you can place on your land, and you've also got land. So if I go to token run, There's a lot of separate NFTs, but if I want to just break it down a little bit, let's go over to land deeds, for example. So these are all the land deeds. So these were incredibly cheaper than what they are now. But you know, this is the idea that homesteads, I think they were only about $300 when they first came out. I wasn't here when I wasn't around with Gala then, which I would have bought some, but there's only 1,000 total, and only ever be 1,000. So that's what makes it. You know, there could be high value there one day when there's millions of players and people really want these sought after NFTs, but you know, all the early investors have them. So it's still a pretty penny, but I believe personally, I don't think, you know, that they'll go up, you know, especially once the game starts rolling out. So you can see here, back in December last year, they were going for about 8 ETH, and now they're only about 1.8. But this was like 8 ETH when ETH was like $5,000. So it gives you an idea of what sort of price people were willing to pay. It's got a lot of views, 52,000 views, and a lot of favorites. I think a lot of people on the sidelines waiting for it to see when it bottoms out, and then price will start to go up again. But once the game's actually rolled out and you can use them and there's utility, I think there will be a lot of hype around it. So I could spend hours going through all these NFTs for each project. But yeah, if there's projects that you're separately interested in, leave a comment down below, and I can make a separate video dedicated to Mirandus or Grit or Eternal Paradox or whatever you guys think you're into. But yeah, other than that, that's about all you need to know in regards to NFTs. But if you want to learn more about, you know, what you're looking at or what, you know, updates that are coming, go to their Discord. Once again, links will be in the description, and you can scroll down here. You've got global announcements. So this is pretty general stuff. There's not too much, you know, it's sort of about scams and whatnot, but I've got Gala Gold, so it's a one-off payment where you get a separate sort of, a bit of a prestige in the Discord, but it gives you your own sort of announcements, etc. And you got node owners, because I'm a node owner myself. I've got my own node owner chat, but you've got like Vox collectibles, which is a whole nother thing, which, you know, if you're interested in that, let me know once again, and I can go through that. But yeah, as I said, you know, I could spend 8 hours talking about everything, so I've sort of got to break it down into, you know, what's important, what's not, this video. But yeah, you got Spider Tank's announcements. So personally, I think Spider Tanks is the closest to being ready by the looks of it. But yeah, we will definitely see about that. Spider Tanks is in beta mode, so you can play it, but it's not so much play to earn as Townstar is. But I think they're ironing out a few things, and I think, yeah, that they'll make some progress soon. But yeah, other than that, that's about all you need to know in regards to where to look and how to buy NFTs. The only other thing that I'd say, if you were interested, most people probably aren't at the moment, and what I'd say is that I would wait to see what Gala does, because there is a proposal that may mean that these nodes will go to an NFT, which would mean that you could buy it off a secondary market, so you may be able to buy it cheaper. But say if I wanted to buy now, it's 1.8 million, so it's about the same to buy a node as it is to buy one of those docs that we were looking at before. So, you know, if you toss it up, would I rather be earning Gala every day, or would I rather an NFT that maybe might have to sit for a little while until the game comes out, till I'll see some true value? In my head, you know, Gala node would be a plausible decision. But in saying that, if there's a secondary market and prices do drop on the secondary market, then you may be able to snag up a Gala node even cheaper, which would be, you know, ideal for newcomers. But I'll go over that in the next part of the video. Alrighty, so now we're going to go over the Gala Games Node ecosystem update. So I'm going to try to get through this as quick as possible, but remain informative as possible. So bear with me. But there's a lot to unpack, but I've tried to simplify it, to help you guys out. So first things first, the halving, the bonus pool. So we've got Gala halving takes place every year, where rewards to node owners are cut in half. Next one taking place this July. So this is something that's very recent. It's going to be happening very soon. This year the halving would happen as normal, but there will be further halving on top, which would create the bonus pool. The bonus pool is a new Gala distribution pool designed to better recognize the reward founders, to better recognize and reward founders node owners who best support that Gala ecosystem. This would mean node owners not only get their standard daily Gala distribution, but also have the power to earn more Gala, potentially receiving a daily amount greater than they might have with just the single halving. Daily bonus pool distributions is determined on a point basis, where different actions and behaviors contribute different point amounts. Higher points would mean a higher percentage distribution from the bonus pool. So this is not something that is set in stone yet, but it's something that's been proposed. So this is the second slide. Sample action and behavior for determining daily bonus pool distributions include some inputs will likely contribute more than others. So total quantity of Gala and holding location, e.g. inventory versus wallet. Holding duration, so the amount of time you've held that Gala. Value exchange, so e.g. buying, selling, transferring Gala assets measured in Gala. Other limited time actions, so e.g. gameplay time, logins, etc. So now I've got a bit of a diagram that's copied straight from the document that was released. So if the proposal passes, we can see that in 2022, the halving would be 25% for the Gala founders wallets. The node operators will get 25%, and the bonus pool would equal 50%. So the bonus pool would be eligible to the node operators by participating in the things set above, like the total quantity of Gala, etc. If you can see in 2020, the node operators only had a fourth of the whole Gala distribution. 2021, they were rewarded 50%. So Gala holdings were dropped, or Gala distribution was dropped significantly, by 2/3. So yeah, this is what happens if the proposal passes. If it doesn't pass, the node operators would get 25%, and the Gala distribution would be 75%. So this obviously seems a no-brainer to anyone, well, to me anyway, because it allows the node owners to participate or gamify the node owners in a sense. So if they actually interact with Gala games, they'll be able to be rewarded extra Gala for their for their actions. But in saying that, there's an exception, which is the 50-50 split. So, which I'm assuming, and this will be probably more, people will be more agreeable to this, I'd say. So then instead of 25% to the node operators, it'd actually be 50%. But in saying that, I think the bonus pool is a good incentive because it allows for, the whales that don't actually interact, they just want the Gala token. It allows them to, get their 25%. But the people that actually believe in the project and that actually, interact with the project and help it grow, well, then they're going to get more than these people that don't. So it allows for healthy growth. So next we've got organizational approvals. So it will no longer be feasible to have a founders node vote on every single title hoping to develop on the network, but rather have approvals on specific organizations given certain permissions on the network. In the last year, there were governance proposals that had as few as 2,579 votes. The lowest participation of any vote was only 250. So keep in mind, there's I think around 30, it's about 40,000, a little bit more nodes. So if there was only 2,500 votes, that gives you an idea that a lot of people weren't voting. So it wasn't as decentralized as they'd like. Node vote process that would be somewhat different than the current process, in that voting would be required and the vote would not progress until at least 50% of the nodes had voted. If the nodes are absolutely opposed to a specific title, they will have the ability to essentially launch a recall vote, which would require greater than 75% of the nodes to support a specific title recall. So if we've given permission for developers, to start bringing out games, and then we didn't like the game that they brought out, there can be a recall for that specific title, as long as 75% of the nodes support that recall. So if this passes, games coming to the network will no longer be approved on a per title basis, but a per publisher basis, with Gala Games being the first publisher on the Gala network. If this does not pass, we aren't quite sure because this ecosystem won't scale effectively in its current state. So basically they're saying we need to do this, and we hope that the community agrees. And I do agree. I think something has to change, especially once they start, once we've only got 20 titles, but let's say there's 200, 300 titles, there's got to be a bit of a change. We don't want to be coming on every 2 or 3 days, and most people will miss the vote. In saying that as well, something else to add, to incentivize people to vote, they're going to be basically not allowing for rewards until you've voted. So I think there's got to be a bit of leeway in that, because what if you can't get there to vote? They're going to have to make it easily accessible, maybe by even logging onto your phone, onto your Gala a profile, and being able to vote that way. Other than that, I have to get on my computer, open up my Gala site node app, and then vote that way. But most people have it on a cloud-based system where they don't actually have to interact with their website or their application. So it's sort of, there's a bit of a gray area there which they're going to have to iron out. As I said, this is all a draft at the moment. Nothing's set in stone. So it's a way of Gala pushing forward and looking ahead. So next thing is halting node sales and restructuring of the Gala fund. We are currently examining what it would take to establish an actual DAO to control the Gala fund. We'd like to halt the sales of the existing founder node license and allocate a portion of them to the Gala fund. These nodes could then generate operational income and fund ecosystem development, hackathons, games, music, film, etc. in a separate way from Gala. In this case, the value of these 7,000 nodes, if current sales curve were to be adhered to, would be approximately $2.04 billion, but they will be allocated to the governance fund. If this passes, nodes are taken off the store and a portion of them are allocated to a user-controlled fund. If this does not pass, there will be no changes. Nodes as NFTs. This is what I think is the most controversial in a sense, but it's also, you can look at it with a good light, but it also could be quite negative. Depends how you look at it. So users have wanted to be able to prove ownership of a node license with an NFT. This has not been possible while nodes were still on sale in the Gala Games store, but if they're being removed from the store, one barrier to making them NFT is removed. There are 2 reasons they'd like to do this. You'll be able to gain access to some count functionality simply by connecting an external wallet to the Gala platform. We are also working to integrate a third-party custodial SSO wallet, so you'll be able to connect with a variety of other accounts as well. Node operators should be able to do what they would like with their nodes. People who may not believe in the direction of the Gala ecosystem is evolving and want to leave, which I think is crazy, but that's up to them. We also know that there are others who very badly want to enter the ecosystem but cannot afford the current price of the founder's node license. So this is what I was saying at the start, why it affects people that are sitting on the sidelines, because this could be a way, if you can't afford $90,000, well, maybe price might drop down to 50, 40, 30, 25, which is still a lot of money. But if you can sort of step back and look at where Gala games are going and the potential, it may be in your price range. If this passes, node licenses will be converted to NFTs. If it does not pass, there'll be no changes. Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, found it informative. I personally am very excited to see where Gala can take their ecosystem, as I believe they will have a lot of staying power over the next few years. If you've got any suggestions/questions, feel free to leave them below and I'll get back to you ASAP. I'm always happy to have a conversation or hear criticism from the community. Yes, this is important. Always do your own research before investing into any project. Remember, nothing said is financial opinion, and it's only my personal beliefs. All links are in the description. Thanks again, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Thanks, guys.